and caused heavy damages in the other districts also. And we had even Godavari level rising, and we had Godavari warnings and submergence and flood effects in many of the Godavari bank villages also. However, you would see that in spite of the heavy flood effects, especially in Vijayawada town and other places, the government mobilized itself under the leadership of the Honorable Chief Minister, and the Honorable Chief Minister camped here in the collectorate for continuously 11 days, sir, at that time, sir, continuously for 11 days, which is a record in its own, that CM has camped in the collectorate for 11 days, conducted morning teleconferences, conducted evening meetings with all the officers involved, and meetings were conducted at 9 p.m. in the night as a uniform procedure. You can imagine the type of effort. That full day was spent on the relief operations, and then field relief operations at 9 p.m. CM himself, all the ministers, all the MPs, all the MLAs were on the field. In fact, ministers were sitting in the control room. Ministers were working round the clock, and I think this is one of the very, very special features of this flood relief operations. In fact, there are many other firsts, like Andhra Pradesh has already got a national recognition for utilizing drones. First time in a flood relief operation. It was never used, and it is all under the guidance of the Honorable Chief Minister. The drones were used for the first time. Another special feature was that we deployed senior officers, senior IS officers, and many other senior officers in each field ward, which is something which was never done earlier. And no doubt the distress was very heavy because the water has reached up to first floor level, and distress was very heavy, and we were successful. We had the assistance of Government of India. We deployed NDRF teams. NDRF teams were flown from as far as Agartala and Ludhiana for us. We deployed Army helicopters, Air Force helicopters and Navy helicopters. We had an Army team helping the irrigation department in restoration of the breaches which had occurred. So this flood was also many first, setting up new benchmarks for all of us to follow up on that. Honorable CM has taken further instructions, and yesterday again he had a review meeting on strengthening of the control rooms, having a central control room, having more data from each and every aspect which we are working, and you will see many more thrusts to come on disaster relief in the coming days. One of the major first is that immediately after the enumeration, we had an integrated system of apps for enumeration of all the damages, and all the reports were conducted, and we were not limited to only the damages of house and the agriculture fields. We even enumerated damages to the motor vehicles. We also enumerated the damages to the other electronic equipment. Again, another first which again Honorable CM guided us on was on immediate insurance state settlement, claim settlements, immediate meetings with banks for assistance to the flood affected people, and also the mobilization of the mechanics through the existing players as well as new players to set up this whole providing relief and repair services for each and everything to bring back the life to normal as much as possible. I would also say that the relief measures which Honorable CM announced are much higher than the norms of the NDRF, NHDRF, and we have sanctioned a much higher relief, and we will have a detailed presentation on that after this. Today, we meet to distribute those relief to the affected families, and this is for all over the state, and it ranges from agriculture, horticulture, sericulture, animal husbandry, fisheries, handlooms, handicrafts, cattle sheds, livelihood sources, even people who were first floor or second floor and could not work during this flood affected period, auto rickshaws, push carts, commercial shops who could not do business, all those people have been covered under our relief measures, and we will have a detailed things. With this introduction, I will stop and I will request Mr. Sisodia to make a presentation on the relief and other steps in this direction. Thank you very much for coming here, and we will request for Mr. Sisodia to make a presentation.
Honorable Chief Minister, Honorable Ministers, all the Honorable Public Representatives, People's Representatives, Officers, different associations, bankers, insurance agencies, as explained by respected Chief Secretary, the state has witnessed an unprecedented level of calamity this year. Never before in the history of Andhra Pradesh has there been such severe floods occurring in the state, impacting almost 13 lakh people, impacting 905 villages, 27 towns. In 10 days time period, 3 deep depressions were formed in Bay of Bengal, causing widespread rains in the catchment areas and the basins of Krishna and Godavari. In a span of 12 days, 3 times first level warnings were issued. Godavari, Krishna. As explained by respected CS, this was a huge calamity. But the Honorable Chief Minister guided everybody. He made Collectorate his camp office. He guided all of us, and we senior officers were deployed in the field. One of the almost inevitable outcome of a flood of this nature, wherein houses were inundated for more than 7 or 8 days, and the water there, the stagnant water, almost turned into sewage. Almost inevitably, anywhere you see the history of the country, the outbreak of disease, the waterborne as well as different kind of diseases, is almost an inevitable occurrence. But thanks to the directions of Honorable CM and the initiatives taken by all the Honorable Ministers, the MLAs were there in the field. బొండా ఉమ్మ గారిని నేను చూశాను, ట్రాక్టర్లో తిరుగుతా ఆయన మొత్తం పంచారు, ఫుడ్ ప్యాక్, ఎవ్రీబడి. నాట్ ఓన్లీ దిస్ ఎన్టీఆర్ వాజ్ ఫస్ట్ ఎఫెక్టెడ్ కాబట్టి మిగతా జిల్లాల నుంచి కూడా ఆఫీసర్స్ వచ్చారు, పీపుల్స్ రిప్రజెంటేటివ్స్ వచ్చారు, వాళ్ళు మొత్తం ఫీల్డ్లోకి దిగారు. ఈ శానిటేషన్ ఎఫర్ట్ అంతా పెద్ద ఎత్తున జరిగిందంటే ఎక్కడా కూడా అవుట్ బ్రేక్ of disease lekunda. Immediately the next day the areas were cleared, the debris was cleared, the garbage was lifted, even the fire tender engines were pressed into service to clean the houses. This extent of flood management, this extent, and all over the India and even world also, the flood management effort has been well appreciated. The academy director visited just day before the academy where IAS officers are trained, and he was saying that this kind of effective flood management and relief I have never seen anywhere. So this is a huge appreciation of the efforts made by not only the district administration but the entire state machinery. Kudos to everybody, including the private agencies which were involved, the insurance agencies, the bankers, everyone has risen up to the occasion and given a very, very helping hand to the people. And this time, never before in the history also, the special package that is announced by Honorable CM has far exceeded the limit set by NDRF, SDRF, and special efforts are made to mobilize the money. Also, the kind of faith and trust that people have, it is evidenced in the huge amount of contributions that were received by Honorable CM in the CM Relief Fund. I would now, after having seen this calamity, today is almost the penultimate days. In the morning, we have started releasing money to the accounts of beneficiaries through DBT mode, and in 1 or 2 days, hopefully, most of the beneficiaries would get the money. So, with this, I thank everybody for giving me this opportunity. Thank you.